Today we commemorate the passing of Camille Saint-Saëns 100 years ago. I would like to share on this occasion a few personal reflections on what has been the single most important happening in my own music world recently, discovering Saint-Saëns, his compositions, his playing, and his writings. It was indeed the anniversary year which motivated me to get to know Saint-Saëns. I came across a book of his, Portraits and Souvenirs, about music and musicians. It was captivating, not only because I found myself profoundly agreeing with the things that he wrote, but because of the honesty and clarity with which he expressed them. One gets used to reading about art in a so-called literary language that aims to bring across a series of vivid impressions that resonate in the reader and are moving and evocative. Saint-Saëns develops his ideas according to logic. He uses the clearest and simplest possible examples and arguments to justify what he writes. In short, he aims to make sense. And that is a thing which I, above all else, find beautiful. Ever since I can remember, I have always been deeply convinced of one thing, that the world is wonderful. Reality is beautiful. The more you know about how everything works, the more beautiful it becomes. We can call this process science, the honest pursuit of verifiable truth, leading us, because the world is indeed as it is, to find concepts beyond our imagination. Fact has the advantage over fiction, not only of being objectively true, but also of being incomparably richer and more interesting. So let's not try to escape reality, for reality is the most beautiful thing that we could know. That is how I see Saint-Saëns' compositions. They do not try to be artistic by advancing the intentionally nonsensical. Rather, they reflect the natural beauty of the laws of music. They endeavor to give the same emotional satisfaction like seeing a natural system, a tree, a river, a collection of true statements logically connected, a mathematical theory, a universe. Like in any non-trivial dialectic, he sets problems. To solve them in such a way that is as simple as possible and not simpler is the guiding light of his aesthetic. His playing directly influenced me. Those who have worked with me know perhaps a little bit of the zeal with which I tried to precisely analyze and integrate his recordings. For in listening to his playing, I realized that it does the things that I would like to stand for myself. It is engaging without being pretentious or raptured, gives color to the material, and leads us forward in making us want to hear what comes next. In other words, it's like a good scientific lecture, the paradigm against which I would like to measure everything. What it does not do is to insist upon the obvious, or to carry on as if something were more meaningful than it actually is. The latter is the essence of the work of many artists. May the music world forgive me for not partaking in that art, as much as I may even enjoy being moved by it myself as a consumer. To paraphrase Fauré, Saint-Saëns' music is clear and honest, and to me, that in itself is beautiful. Getting to know him through his writings, his compositions, his recordings, has shown me a way to profoundly unite my love of music and my love of the natural sciences. At the end of his last book, about the status of science and reason in society, he says roughly, "How can I restrict myself to sounding vibrating strings while the world threatens to be surrounded by darkness?" They will all say to me, "You aren't qualified to treat such high topics, and all this has nothing to do with you." But I beg your pardon, all this concerns everyone. It is my great wish to be able one day to look back and say the same.